Hello and welcome back to the 2019 European Championships. We now currently have a playoff position match here between Switzerland women and Croatia women. You can see one of the Croatian women players actually playing in a different coloured kit. That's unfortunately because they had delays getting here from Amsterdam. Their flights were cancelled and her luggage still hasn't arrived, unfortunately, so she is borrowing one of the alternate kits that Croatia do have.
Absolutely, I believe the decision was made as a special case.
Yes,
to ensure that she could
stuff
play.
like that. It's completely out of their control, unfortunately, and obviously British Dodgeball, being the host, are trying their best to accommodate to that.
Absolutely, it just speaks a lot of the inclusive nature of the competition, doesn't it?
So Croatia women, obviously this being their debut year in the tournament, have surprised quite a few people with their knowledge and what they've been capable of. They've obviously all come from a handballing background, all have very strong, powerful throws, and they've caused a couple of problems to some of the lesser nations.
Brilliant. I've not seen too much of them yet. I'm looking forward to this game. How would you say they've been tactically?
Tactically, they've actually been probably a lot more aware and a lot more assertive compared to their men. They're very good at their timing, throwing together, and they're very switched on. They understand the need to be up high on court and applying that pressure.
Yeah,
they do understand the basics of the game, but also they're picking up a lot of the advanced techniques that you do see from more developed nations. And there, number 6 from Croatia, lucky to get that block over from Kaiser, that cross-court counter. And big catch there from Vulemi, number 55. And joining us with that one-step cross-court again on number 12, Croatian.
Yeah, she saw an opportunity, didn't she, where the Croatian player wasn't looking, wasn't focused, and took it.
But that ends the first set, and Switzerland take the first 2 points.
An exchange of blows from both teams there, not managing to find their target.
And good coordination there from the Croatian team for that 2-ball attack, taking out Montavon.
Absolutely, Montavon goes out there. Obviously, it's hard to dodge when there's 6 people in. There's less room per person on court, so your options are a little bit more limited.
Croatia, though, not seeming too out their depth here against the Switzerland team.
Absolutely not. They're staying calm and controlled. See, they've only got they're at disadvantage of 1 player. Well, 2 now with Switzerland's effective attack there.
Number 6 there, and lucky not to secure one of those. Ball popped up behind her. Croatia with 3 balls now, 4v2. Number 5 from Switzerland there, just narrowly missing out on that running counter.
It's good speed to get up court. I think only 2 meters distance away. I think we perhaps could have done better with that hit there.
And that's a critical catch there, late on in the closing moments of the set. Brings the player count to 3-1 in favour of Croatia. Huckenberger left in now. And crucial catch here from Huckenberger, bringing it level. Which brings back in Montavon now.
Absolutely. Something we saw in the last game was Scotland's control when they were up and making sure they executed and finished as a team.
Absolutely, in Croatia there, just getting that cross-court hit in just before whistle goes to end the 3 minutes of the set. And that brings the score to 2-2. Croatia win the free. Don't look to use the quick attack. And Huckenberger eliminated there early on.
They've given it as a ricochet hit. Number 7 goes out. 2 on the Croatian side.
Croatia now with 3 balls. 1 player down. And big jump there from Durin is the number 15.
She gets high.
A strong 2-step counter there out on the left-hand side. Brings the player count in favour of Croatia now. 4 players to 3.
Some great decision making there. Yeah, putting them up now. 4-2. This is a situation they struggled in last time. Let's see if they can execute and finish as a team.
And a good 1-for-1 there with the Croatians releasing 2. And Croatia, for the first time I think in the competition, actually now lead a match at 4 points to 2.
Absolutely. If you're interested in the other positional, Scotland ladies are facing off against the Republic of Ireland's ladies. Scotland a little bit weaker perhaps this year, lost some players such as Amanda King and Christy Abbott. They'll join the Hall of Fame, I suppose.
Absolutely.
Europeans rather than Europeans.
Also missing out on Hayley Whitelaw as well, another key member in that setup too. But that Scotland squad still looking relatively healthy, still have good depth and capability of what they can do and achieve.
Absolutely.
And Joran's there with that standing counter, eliminating number 16. Quite an evenly matched game so far we have. No nation sort of pulling away, and that's going to be a crucial catch there. From back in Genjgar, one of the key arms for the Croatian side.
Absolutely. Croatia there showing they're not here to play games.
And great thinking there from Duranez as the players just caught napping. Croatia just happy to sort of eke the timeout and wait for the opportunity to attack, and they go for free ball attack. Jordan's able to get out of the way of both of them. Goes on the running counter and eliminates Croatian number 3.
Yeah, I think they just struggled with their timing of their group attack there. It gave Jurians a chance to block the balls coming at her. That effort, though, much more in sync, and there's no blocking both balls at once.
Croatia currently leading this match, 6 points to 2. Switzerland though with the good start. Switzerland's currently leading this set at 5 players to 3. A well-timed, executed shot there. And so close, nearly able to secure that. The ricochet comes off and dives for it, but just fingertip away.
Would you make that decision at such close distance, or would you try and go for a bit more of a dramatic dodge in that situation?
And also just see that critical catch there, that moment. Oh no, the ref is calling out anyway. I think, typically I sort of tend to close in on the person coming at me and try and maybe look to get a ricochet back onto them. But I think more and more it's now being favoured to just try and dodge and get out of the way.
Yeah, I think it's one of the way 5-ball has sort of changed dodgeball, favouring much more sort of athletic play style, hasn't it?
Absolutely, and you're now seeing a lot more dynamic dodges than what you previously did. People needing to have a lot more of a spring and a step in their pace. And Croatia there very quick to recover the 4 balls. Very intelligent thinking from them.
Absolutely, I've been really impressed with Croatia's gameplay so far in this match. And number 7 for Croatia there, the referee, Colin Malon, has just seen a slight skim.
And that's a good standing counter there from number 15 again. And fantastic catch, using her own ball to secure it against her body. Croatia there with the 1-ball release, but Switzerland choosing to retaliate with a double pincer counter attack, which is quite a common move in sort of the dodgeball game, isn't it, Aidan?
Absolutely, it's really effective having 2 players bearing down on you. It's a tough thing to combat, really. You know, do you throw and leave yourself vulnerable without a ball to block with, but potentially make a hit? Do you just try and retreat and block? It's a tricky situation to be in.
Absolutely, and what makes it even more effective as well when you have your 2 wing players doing that attack, but them keeping out on those wings as far as possible. making that angle of attack even greater, which puts the person retreating at just even more danger.
Absolutely. Something potentially GB will try and do at the Foam World Championships in Cancun.
You don't
in
really
November.
see much of it in the foam game, but it's obviously something that we ourselves, it being very strong over here, part of our gameplay in the cloth, something we are trying to incorporate a lot more. But no
Absolutely.
doubt,
I think it'll be interesting to see sort of what elements of cloth the Great Britain team
can
use
adapt
and
into
move
that.
over,
And I
yeah.
think both games can learn a lot from each other. And obviously, no doubt, our directors, administrators, Jeff and Marion, they'll be wanting to make sure that we are as well prepared as possible before we do go out.
Switzerland opting to slow the pace of the game down, come with a coordinated effort.
Croatia definitely getting to grips with the Swiss team and how to deal with them. They know who the key players in that Swiss setup are. But good timing there and good accuracy from the Swiss players on that attack.
Absolutely, I think the Swiss can feel the game slipping through their fingers. If you were their coach, Scotty, as a true a seasoned veteran, a true indoor specialist, what would you be telling them?
I mean, I think for Switzerland, it would be just find your rhythm, find your groove, settle in, make sure you're being clinical with the opportunities you're given, keep your throws down as low as you can, and try not to give away any catches. But for the Croatian team, keep up with what they're currently doing. They did a good job of shutting out the Switzerland players, making those big catches count and taking those hits when they're there. And that is time on the set, called at 2-2, I believe.
Could be something in contention here. The Austrian line referee has seen something. Potentially a line infringement.
But that looks like that is the half. And I'm still not too sure on what the referee's decision here for this is.
They're just verifying and confirming their decision. Meanwhile, the teams prepare for the second half.
Once we know what the decision the referees make, obviously we'll give you an update on that. But it looks like it will probably be given out as a draw. No, it is given as a win to the Croatian squad, and the score at the end of the first half is 10 points to 4.
Absolutely, and that's why we have 6 referees, 6 eyes on the court. It's such a fast, intense game. Things are going to be missed.
Absolutely, and those 6 referees, they are needed. I remember back in the days where even when we were playing free ball dodgeball, we used to only have 1 referee on the court, and even then that was a hard time and that was a hard struggle for them. And it's only as the game has evolved more, it's gotten quicker, it's gotten more dynamic, it's so incredibly tough to see everything that does happen. And obviously there is now 6 referees. There is talk of potentially adding a 7th and an 8th official as well, but in at higher levels, kind of like what they do for tennis and volleyball. So obviously they do get, you do get a good bird's eye view of the court when you are up high.
Absolutely. Lots of interesting developments going on at the European and world level at the moment.
Would you be happy to see like an additional 2 officials be added that sit higher up?
Absolutely. I think that there is a danger of slowing games down and not keeping schedule and things, but I mean, some games are so close nowadays. I'm sure we're bound to see some incredible semi-finals later. I believe the women's semi-final will be on with the Nets game, for instance. And these decisions, you know, the players deserve them being made correctly.
Absolutely, and there can be so many key decisions that influence a game, and if those aren't taken correctly, it can have a big impact on your squad. If you feel like that has been the wrong decision, mentally, it can really sort of start to get you and affect how you perform.
Absolutely.
And we look to get the second half underway here. Croatia versus Switzerland in the playoff stages. And Croatia currently leading the Swiss team 10 points to 4. Single ball attack there from the number 21 Swiss player, but goes wayward. And there we see that big throw from the Croatian number 7.
Absolutely. If you're just tuning in, she's been allowed to wear different coloured kit due to an issue with the airline baggage.
And another catch there from number 2 in the middle. She's been so crucial at taking those for Croatia. I believe that'll be her 4th one in the match. Switzerland not learning and just sinking them into her.
Absolutely. The Switzerland's ball, it was nice and low, but it's straight down the centre, which allowed Simonjic to make the catch. You almost want to aim slightly off-centre there, don't you, to make it trickier for a catch.
And Switzerland now down to their last player on court, their captain, Huckenberger. Definitely been a key player for the Swiss team. Genjgar there with the block. And again, comfortably doing so. It's good to see that Croatia with this high pressure up court, forcing Huckenberger to make the move on them. Croatia now with 3. And Croatia end the first set of the second half, and that takes the score to 12 points to 4.
Absolutely, Croatia looking comfortable here.
And big catch there from the Swiss player. She was down on the floor, narrowly dodged out of the way of the first attack, and Genjgar sees her, thinks she has her at her mercy, but just takes that 10-20% off her throw, and the Swiss player is able to make that catch. Aidan, in those sort of situations where you do find yourself sort of on top of a player who is on the floor and you've got that clean shot, what do you tend to prefer to do?
I think it depends where you are in the match. If you're down and you're looking to secure a catch, you might try something a little bit more exotic, but generally I think you're aiming for a body part like a knee or something like that, a nice hard body part where you're sure to get the hit. It's not going to pop up and give them some sort of lucky ricochet catch, as happened often when you go for a sort of stomach shot straight down in the central body mass.
And Huckenberger left in again by herself. Croatia looking to see this out just to continue to build on that lead that they have. And they do, and they take that to 14 points to 4 now. Switzerland not really having an answer for Croatia. Aidan, if you were Switzerland at this point, obviously with the vast knowledge and experience you have from playing at different levels, you know, internationally at England and Great Britain, what would you be wanting to get your team to do to try and make their way back into this?
Well, I think Croatia, their main strengths, you've seen players like Simoncic punishing with catches time and time again. Croatia number 7, they're executing powerful low hits. You need an answer, so I think player for player, you need to analyse and make sure you're putting balls off centre at their better catches. And I think you need to be more aggressive when we have 2 balls to ensure that you're pushing the Croatians back in their group throws, and maybe your team can start picking up a couple of catches there. You can see now they stood at the very back of the court. You need to be higher when they have 2 balls.
And again, she almost secured the catch herself, but pops up and Jae Jong is able to secure it. That brings back in Gengar now. And Switzerland, again, only find 1 player left on the court. And Croatia see that set out once more.
Yeah, they're brimming with confidence now, aren't they? Probably about halfway through this second half now. Up next, we've got the women's semi-finals, where Austria will be taking on Wales, current European champions Austria. Wales, I think, placing higher than they have done for a few years, looking really strong, especially after that victory against Northern Ireland, which went to overtime earlier. And Italy take on current world champions England women.
Obviously, those matches, you know, they're going to be some very heated and highly contested ones. Can't wait for us to bring you the action for those. So do make sure that you do tune in for them, and they'll probably be some of the best matches we've seen of the tournament so far. Also, do remember, if you're not getting your dodgeball urges filled just by watching the live stream, you can still come down and watch. We are still selling tickets at the door, and they can also be purchased online on the British Dodgeball website. And if you do come down, Aidan, the atmosphere at these events, it's so much better than watching it at home, isn't it?
It is. It's absolutely electric, especially as we head towards the final stages, the close matches. You have the crowd, you have other players on their feet cheering. It's a real adrenaline-inducing experience. So yeah, my advice absolutely would be to come on down for the remainder of today or tomorrow, get the t-shirt and enjoy the atmosphere.
Absolutely, and come down and even get to meet some of the players here that, you know, always so friendly, happy to talk to the fans and interact with their supporters.
Absolutely. A really good example of that was the Junior Euros, which were held on Thursday. We had upwards of 70 children getting to be mentored by 2 players from each team, their heroes, and get a lot of their shirts signed as well afterwards by entire teams, which was great to see.
And what was also good to see is that all of the nations, you know, they were so happy to engage with the youngsters and sort of be aspiring idols for them.
Absolutely. I mean, after that event, maybe the conversations got to start turning towards, with the huge growth of the sport, is there going to be in 4-5 years' time some sort of junior international event?
I think absolutely. I mean, you look at how fast and rapidly the junior side of the junior side of the sport is growing. You know, we have so many junior clubs now, and there are more and more popping up every year. It's not going to be long before we actually start to see under 18s or under 16 international squads. And, you know, those would be fantastic opportunities for them to help with their growth and development.
Absolutely. We're working with many junior clubs at the moment. So many have sprang up and they'll be taking part in the British Dodgeball Junior League system, where under 16s, under 14s and under 11 teams will get the chance to show their mettle. We are always looking to support new clubs. Visit britishdodgeball.org and click on the clubs section for more information on that.
But as we bring you back to the action, we see Huckenberger left in yet again. We have seen some clutch style plays from her, where she has been able to sort of get that standing counter in and then take the catch not long after, but so far in this match she hasn't been able to succeed.
Yeah, I think the Croatians, something we were talking about finishing in the first match, I think they've definitely improved on that throughout this game even. They're looking confident, the balls are well timed, and it's really tricky for these Swiss players to pick out a catch.
Absolutely, and Croatia, they're just building on that dominant score they have at the moment, which is currently sitting at 18 points to 4. Obviously, timeout has been called here. I think the timeout was called on the Swiss side. Benjamin Favre, women's coach, obviously just trying to give the ladies some words of encouragement and different ways they can potentially look at approaching this game, see if they can salvage any sort of points here. I think the game probably is beyond their reach and there isn't enough time for them to claw the way back into this, but points are still on grabs.
Absolutely, as discussed before, the seeding system which determines which pot you're placed in for next year's draw, which will be held in the Netherlands in October 2020, I believe. It could affect your future Euros, your performance in this one.
Absolutely, and you know you always want to finish as high as possible, so you know when that seeding is done, you know you then get you get sort of like that easier route for you. The last thing you want is to end up with a sort of group of death, as it would be called, where you end up with sort of 2 or 3 top nations in the same group because you struggled in the previous year.
Croatia there happy to be aggressive and open up play, saying if you release the ball, we'll match that. In the background, we can see England and Italy warming up, ready for their semi-final match. Should be an electrifying one.
And Switzerland get the advantage in this set now, with players count at 6-5. Well-timed throw there, but the number 16 from Croatia able to dodge out of the way. Single ball there from Huckenberger.
It was a defensive throw, wasn't it? It bounced before it reached her. I think just trying to be tentative and get a really patient hit rather than go too aggressive and risk getting caught.
And Jejong so close in getting that catch. We've seen her take those before, but it just slips out of her grasp.
That came within millimetres of hitting the Croatian player.
Switzerland with the fakes there. Doing the same again, trying to put off the Croatian team. And it's a double running counter on Gengar, and Switzerland are successful with it.
Brilliant, yeah, Gengar, she blocked the one directly ahead, but the cross court she couldn't get to in time. Switzerland find themselves in a commanding position now in this set.
let's hope they can do enough to see it out and get some more points on the scoreboard.
Absolutely, a bit of a resurgence there.
And time in the set is called there. And Switzerland are able to get 2 more points on the board. Score now 18 points to 6. And Croatia not contesting that middle ball. Would you always advise that? Not to always try and contest that middle ball?
No, not necessarily. I think it depends on your player types. If you have someone who's fast enough, obviously you go for it. I think particularly in the men's game, you'd look to generally get a quick attack. Something we like to do is have that middle ball act as a sort of decoy and fake, because obviously the other team are looking for that big hit, and maybe one of your other 2 balls could look to make an attack there. Croatia have a 1-player advantage here in the dying minutes of the second half.
And some well-timed throw there. Jae Jong's ball finding Swiss player number 21. The Switzerland with 4 balls now. Release 2. Unable to find their target over number 16. And Jae Jong almost getting another catch in there. Just slips through her fingertips yet again. Croatia there, just risking herself probably a little bit too much, something that's not needed.
It's a good dodge to get out of the way though, made herself flat to the ground, and the ball passed over her back. Unfortunately, Simoncic is infringed upon the sideline there. She's been called out.
And the block there from Switzerland, which now has the 3 balls and will have to go on the attack. And great hit there from Genjgar. Ends the set.
Yeah, as Croatia celebrate winning that set with high fives, we have a little celebration of our own. We are up to 100,000 minutes viewed on the European Championships live stream. We're wanting more subscribers. We have a Facebook competition at the moment. If you share the British Dodgeball Facebook post and subscribe to the YouTube, then we have 3 of the exclusive merchandise packs from this event to give away.
And Switzerland find themselves down, but with 3 balls here. Choosing to go at 2 different targets.
Higher risk, higher reward.
Absolutely, and when you are down like that, it's something that you probably need to look at doing a bit more.
Great accurate shot from number 7 there. She's been a revelation.
Absolutely, and I believe that is full time called, and Croatia close out that set to win. Final score 22-6. And Croatia, they'll be pleased with how they played in that. Their debut tournament, taking on a nation who has been here previously before.
Absolutely. I think they faced some adversity in terms of their travel plans. Amsterdam Airport, there were difficulties there, so some of the matches had to be rearranged. Isn't the best in terms of